And we're back for our daily MLB Best Bets here for May 20th. All 30 teams today play in Major League Baseball. And of course, we've got our 5 best bets for this entire slate. Another really good day for us yesterday on the channel. 4-1. The only bet that did not hit was our NRFI, but parlay hits, 2 money lines hit. Taylor Ward goes yard. We're on fire right now, all right? We are dominating right now with these MLB Best Bets. Let's hope for more of the same today. And folks, before we get into the best bets, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel. Yesterday, we posted our game number 1 predictions and best bets for Timberwolves and Thunder. As soon as that game ends, today, we will have Pacers versus Knicks game 1 predictions and best bets as well. So stay tuned to the channel for that. And in the description down below, we do have Thunder Wolves game 1 predictions and best bets. Okay, on to the first of our 5 best bets for today. We kick things off in Pittsburgh. Guys, I'm trying not to beat a dead horse here, but we're going to pick the Reds here to beat the Pirates. I'm picking the Pirates to lose for the 3rd consecutive day. I said it yesterday, and I'm going to say this one more time. If we get the Pirates at any spot close to even odds, I am immediately fading them. Immediately. Right? It worked for us the last 2 days, and I really don't think that, I don't think they should be close to even in this game either. I will lay off the Pirates eventually, like tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to play Reds money line against Pittsburgh tomorrow, right? Andrew Heaney pitching for Pittsburgh versus Brady Singer. I don't like that matchup at all for Cincinnati. Today, I love it again, though, right? They get Nick Martinez on the mound, do the Reds, and Bailey Falter's pitching for Pittsburgh. Falter's a guy who's going to walk you, right? He doesn't have the best ERA. It's 4.02. He's gotten that down over the past couple games, but with the exception of that Braves star, I mean, Falter has not been great this season. I guess he was good against San Diego as well, but the last game against the Mets, I mean, he goes 3 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs. He walks 5 guys. Just can't happen. You know, when he pitched against the Dodgers, I understand that's the Dodgers, who, by the way, are struggling. And shout out to us, by the way, for taking Diamondbacks money line yesterday. Just saying. Falter against the Dodgers goes 4 1/3, 8 hits, 7 runs, and only 2 strikeouts. This is not a guy who's going to dominate. And sure, again, yesterday, I felt like for the first, 7 innings of that baseball game in Pittsburgh was literally like what you expect out of a Reds-Pirates baseball game, right? No runs scored, both teams leaving guys on base and in scoring position. Ultimately, the Reds broke through in the 8th and the 9th inning, right? That was a 2-1 game going into the 8th, and the Reds piled on and added on 5 more runs, eventually winning 7-1. But I think they're able to do the same here against Bailey Falter, kind of like what they did against Mitch Keller, just get a little bit more this time around. Nick Lodolo was really good, gave up a run in the first inning. Both teams scored in the first, but Lodolo was really good, 7 strikeouts in that game. I got to give a lot of credit to what the Reds did defensively behind Lodolo. I mean, that diving play Spencer Steer made was incredible. And just a lot of great defensive plays behind Lodolo in that baseball game. But ultimately, right, the Reds win the game 7-1. And the same problem still is here with the Pirates. This is a team that's 18 games under 500. The Reds are now a game over after, sweeping the Reds, sweeping the Guards, winning their game prior to that against the White Sox. They're on a 5-game winning streak. I think it's going to be 6 here. For the simple point that I just don't think the Pirates are very good, and I don't think the Pirates are going to be able to score. Nick Martinez's last start against the White Sox was great. He goes 7 innings, 2 hits, 0 runs. Right? Again, Martinez is not going to be a strikeout guy. He's more of a pitch to contact pitcher. That's fine. He only had 3 strikeouts in 7 innings against the White Sox, 2 hits and 0 runs. That'll play. And Martinez is a guy that's going to limit damage. Hell, when he faced the Astros, he goes 6 innings against them. They get 10 hits off of Martinez, yet he only gives up 3 runs. That's kind of just Martinez's thing. Against the Nats, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run as well. He's a hard guy to hit the ball, or he's a difficult guy to hit the ball hard against. He really is. So I like the spot a lot for Cincinnati. I look at their bats, and sure, again, there is some trouble there. I understand that. Gavin Lux, though, really impressed me yesterday. Austin Hayes has been hitting the ball well all year long. Ellie De La Cruz, when that guy makes contact, my goodness, is he a problem? And I look at the Pittsburgh lineup, there's just too many automatic outs. I mean, expect, right, O'Neal Cruz to be back in the lineup. They didn't play him yesterday because Lodolo was in the bump. They didn't want lefty-lefty. But I look at this Pirates lineup, and man, I mean, especially Pham and Triolo. I get it, Pham had a hit yesterday. Could have made a diving play in the 6th inning, did not. But regardless, in the outfield. But I feel like those are 2 automatic outs every single time. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa's kind of all right, but they're playing Nick Solak now, who I was surprised when I saw the lineup card yesterday. I was like, Nick Solak's still in the MLB. I don't think he has had a hit in the big since, 2021, I think it is. So it's just like a lot of guys, it's like, what is going on in Pittsburgh? They don't hit the ball well. Their pitching, again, is not horrible, but I don't think Bailey Falter's that great. I just don't think they're able to score runs. We have faded the Pirates each of the last 2 days. I'm going to continue to do it again today. Again, we're not going to continue to do this. We're definitely not picking the Reds tomorrow, but I think this spot's good enough. I don't think, again, Falter's the best, and I think the Reds are going to be able to score enough against him, and I really worry about what the Pirates are going to do against Nick Martinez in terms of, like, the Pirates' sake. Like, I think Martinez is going to go 7 innings, 1 run, if that. I think the Pirates are so cold from in the batter's box, excuse me. Yeah, Brian Reynolds is gonna have his games. He had a hit yesterday. He had the only run for Pittsburgh in the first inning. Joey Bart hit one very hard into center field, which drove in Brian Reynolds in the first. But with the exception of that, that little momentum in the first inning, the Pirates did nothing yesterday, and I'm not expecting much today either. I'm taking Cincinnati money line here on the road for the second consecutive day, -125 for the Reds here on the road. We go to our Washington Nationals best bet of the day. Not going Nats money line today. For as much as I want to say the Nats are going to win, I think they can. I feel like this is the much better play. I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. FanDuel nor BetMGM, or literally any book I look at right now as of midnight, does not have any Nats Braves batter props up. They have the pitching props with Spencer Strider and Mitchell Parker. There are no hitting props. I just took a guess, and I'm going to say Luis Garcia is +105 for total bases. I feel like that's a pretty good guess for the line. Whatever it is, I think it's playable up to like -110 if I'm being honest. I don't think it's going to be that, but there is backing to this. Luis Garcia has some serious ownage against Spencer Strider, okay? In 13 at-bats, and sure, it's kind of a limited sample size, but Garcia has had the second most ABs against Strider out of any one of the Nationals, only second to Keibert Ruiz. But Garcia's 5 for 13 against Strider with 2 home runs and a double. Batting .385 against Spencer Strider, that's a big deal, right? Strider's coming back from the IR, or the IL, so we'll see how deep into this game Strider goes. But Luis Garcia has figured it out. After going on paternity leave, Luis Garcia has been great. So Dad Luis Garcia has been amazing. The last 2 games for him, he goes 2 for 5 against Baltimore with a double. Next game on Sunday, he goes 1 for 4 with the home run. So Luis Garcia has been really good recently for the Washington Nationals, hopefully solidifying his spot at second base. The Amed Rosario thing's cool, but I just need, I don't really care. Honestly, play Amed Rosario and Jose Tena and, have those 2 guys platoon. And then, if there's a really good matchup, or we could just DH Rosario those games. I feel like Luis Garcia's got to play every single day still. He's been around for a while. He's only 25 years of age, which I think gets forgotten about a lot. Now, I'll talk about Brady House in a minute because there is something to talk about with him. But I like this line for Luis Garcia a lot today, or the prop over 1.5 total bases. Again, he has dominated the Spencer Strider matchup in the past, and Luis Garcia, since becoming a father, has been a much better baseball player. So he's got the dad strength now, and I think Luis Garcia is going to go over this line. In terms of the full game, I think the Nationals can win. I'm just a little bit concerned with Mitchell Parker, if I'm being honest with you guys. Parker's last start against Atlanta wasn't very good. 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs. Dealt with a high pitch count really early in that game. I hope the Nats can win again because we're, kind of scratching and clawing our way back to 500, what we're 6 games under right now. Nice. Which I want to see this team kind of compete. Again, if we can just win 2 of 3 in this Atlanta series, I'd be really happy. I know the game we're not going to win, that's tomorrow, because Trevor Williams still pitches once every 5 days. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. What are we doing? But I said yesterday, right, Josh Bell has turned it around. Dylan Cruz has been playing really well recently too, so I think there's potential for Nats to win today, but I really like the matchup here, Luis Garcia and Spencer Strider. Hopefully Garcia's in the 5 today. I would hope he's in the 5. Again, a righty-lefty in a matchup that he's continued to win. I like that a lot for Louis. Now, again, like I mentioned, I think he should be playing every single day. I think Amed Rosario should kind of just be in a DH role of sorts. I don't know what happens to Jacob Young in the outfield plus Alex Call, but what I do know is that Brady House needs to be up, right now. Okay, we have found our next Anthony Rendon here in DC. We've been waiting for House for quite a bit, right? Number 11 overall pick back in 2021 for the Nationals was House. He's only 21 years of age, and he's been playing pretty well in AAA. Again, we've been waiting for House for quite a bit now, but he's batting .282 on the season, 8 home runs in Rochester AAA, 24 RBI, OPS 841. I think it's about time for him. I don't mind Jose Tena at third base, but it's time we bring in a House. I mean, for the first time in a while, I hope, a first-round draft pick actually pays off for Mike Rizzo. Again, I believe Dylan Cruz is going to work out as well, but I mean, again, that was an obvious pick, right? This is this is a guy who's had to develop within the Nationals organization and farm system for a while, right? Brady House, I believe, played high school ball in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Nats picked him in 21. About damn time. I mean, I think he's the number 95 overall prospect in all Major League Baseball right now. He's the third highest Nats prospect, only behind Sikora, and Jarlin Susana, obviously, from the Juan Soto trade. But again, I think House is the first of him, potentially Dalen Lyle coming up, and then Robert Hassel the third. I just don't know what we're waiting for at this point for House. I get the strikeout numbers aren't the best, but at some point he's got to come up. He's 21 years old. You got to bring him in now with this young crew. I think we've already manipulated the service time enough to the point where he will have an extra year. So I don't see why not at this point. He's batting .282. What else do we need to see out the guy? He's got a pretty good glove at third base. And seriously, I think this is our next Anthony Rendon. I'm serious about that. I've been high on Brady House for a minute, and it's finally going to pay off now. Brady House, he will have an immediate impact with the Washington Nationals. It's only a matter of time, and I think it seriously should be within the next upcoming weeks. I think Jose Tana's been playing great baseball for us. He can go back to his bench role. Give me Brady House starting every single day in DC. But today's player prop for the Nats is Luis Garcia on the over 1.5 total bases. Next up, we go to our third best bet of the video. We go to our best player prop of the day. Might be kind of an easy one, I'm going to be honest with you guys, but I got to go to it. Tarek Skubal over on strikeouts at 6.5. So normally, right, I wouldn't play minus 140. At least I don't look for minus 140. If it's there, I'm going to take it, and this is the exact spot where I'd go hunt a minus 140. It's with the Tarek Skubal strikeout line. I mean, Tarek Skubal to get 7 strikeouts feels like easy money. It just does. Tigers got blown out yesterday in St. Louis. It is what it is. We only picked the Tigers in great spots. Again, they are the best team right now in the American League. I still firmly believe that. And I thought about picking them yesterday, but obviously I laid off it because of Sonny Gray on the bump. Good thing we did. Today we're going with Skubal's over on strikeouts, right? In Skubal's last 4 starts, he's gone over 6.5, which feels like a discounted line, I'm being honest with you. Again, last start for Skubal against the Boston Red Sox. We had his over on strikeouts in that game. I believe it was 7.5 for that game, but Skubal goes 6 1/3, 7 hits, 5 runs. Wasn't great. 11 strikeouts. So what he does, pretty much every single out Skubal gets is a K. Start before that against the Rangers. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 12 Ks. Start before that in Anaheim against the Angels, 6 innings, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts. Start before that against the Baltimore Orioles, 6 innings, 4 hits, 0 runs, 11 Ks. Just it's what he does. You know, it's what Tarek Skubal does. He is a dominant pitcher in this league. And as you can see in that Red Sox start in his last one, even in games where he's not performing all that well, he's not, getting, a crazy amount of outs. He's not holding, like Boston for that matter to 1 or 2 runs. He still finds a way to get double-digit strikeouts. He's one of the elite strikeout guys in all of baseball. I'm serious. With Mackenzie Gore, I think we got to give Mackenzie Gore and got to put Mackenzie Gore in that conversation as well. And I get it. St. Louis is a team that yesterday they looked really good, right? They won 11-4 against Detroit. It's just one of those games, right? St. Louis has their ace on the mound. You look at what Montero did in 5 2/3 innings. He only had 3 strikeouts. Again, the game just changes though when Tarek Skubal's in the bump. I'm not going to compare what Montero did pitching wise against St. Louis to what Tarek Skubal is going to do. Again, it's a whole nother game. And guys, Montero is not part of the elite core that the Tigers have in their pitching staff. He's not a Jackson Jobe. He's not Tarek Skubal, and obviously Skubal's on a much different level, much higher level than Jobe is, but again, he's not on a Jack Flaherty level as well. Again, I've spoken at length about how much I love the Detroit Tigers rotation, and it's because, again, it's the best in baseball. No one's telling me otherwise. But again, even with Jobe and with Flaherty, it is a different game when the Cy Young goes to the mound, and that's Tarek Skubal. Again, I don't think I can emphasize it enough to the point of you look at his last start, it was not good. Boston, hit really well off him. It's the best any team, I guess I'll say, is the best a team has hit against Skubal since the ALDS last year where Lane Thomas hit the grand slam against Skubal in Cleveland. That's the best the team's performed against him, and yet Skubal still found a way to 11 strikeouts. It's kind of the same thing I honestly talk about with Mackenzie Gore. It's like, all right, Gore's going to give up runs, but every single out he gets, usually if the ball's in play, it's going to find grass, because every out usually from Mackenzie Gore is a strikeout. Obviously not to the same degree with Tarik Skubal. Again, he's going to find ways to get outs. That's not a K. But again, it's at the length at which he does this. It's insane, right? And hopefully Jordan Walker's in the lineup tonight, because that's an automatic 4 strikeouts, or probably 3, because Skubal's only going to see him 3 times, right? Hopefully we get a guy like Jordan Walker in the lineup, right? Lars Nootbaar, lefty, I really like, obviously, with Skubal as well, right? I mean, there's matchups here we can be great at, or we can be great with Tarik Skubal, obviously, and we're trusting in one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. 6.5, again, I get the -140 isn't the most attractive, I understand. But when it does feel this good in terms of, being playable, I'm going to take it. I don't care. I'm gonna play the juice at -140. That's fine with me. I'm gonna take Tarik Skubal here to go into St. Louis, Missouri, and strike out at least 7 Cardinals here on the road again in St. Louis. Let's go on to our 4th best bet of the video, and we move now to our NRFI of the day. Unfortunately for us yesterday, the NRFI was the only thing that did not hit with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. The Minnesota obviously gave up a run to Cleveland. We got past the J-Ram situation, and unfortunately, again, there was a double. Now, I don't know. I'm going to be honest. Depending on the book, I'm pretty sure it cleared with, I'm very confident that it got cleared as it got graded as a run scored, because obviously those get graded right after. The game technically got postponed, but the game is going to continue. So it's not like the game, that Cleveland-Minnesota game is going to continue today. So it's not like, again, that game got completely wiped and they're going to restart. So it likely, again, I'm 99% sure that everyone, again, got that graded as a yes run scored in the first inning. My fault there. Again, let's try to be better today. The NRFI today is going to be in Chicago on the south side. We got the Chicago White Sox taking on the Seattle Mariners. Again, I'm going with the NRFI in this one. I feel like sometimes, yes, I put a little bit too much hype on what the White Sox pitching staff is. But hey, yesterday, this was one part of our parlay with the Seattle Mariners and the Philadelphia Phillies. And what happened, right? Mariners win the game 5-1. Shout out to Julio Rodriguez with the grand slam. I believe was either the 8th or the 9th inning. And then the Phils were in trouble until they weren't, right? Alec Boehm, of all people, put them over the top and got them the lead in the 7th. And the Phils end up winning that game, 9-3. Anyways, though, right? Yesterday was a victory for the Mariners, but a low-scoring affair really the entire game. I know Julio hits his home run, but, it was a low-scoring affair for the entirety of that game, all right? No runs scored in the first inning between Davis Martin and Luis Castillo. Tonight's going to be Bryce Wilson for the White Sox, which, I'm not going to lie to you, gets concerning, right? Bryce Wilson is, and I hype up this White Sox rotation a lot. I like Sean Burke. I like Davis Martin. I like Shane Smith. I like Jonathan Cannon. Bryce Wilson's not one of those guys, right? I mean, technically he's a reliever, but he's making starts right now, obviously, right? The former Atlanta Brave hasn't really turned out here in Chicago. It's only a matter of time before he gets bumped for one of the several guys the White Sox have in their farm system at the starting pitching position. I'm putting this more on the fact I think Bryce Wilson's able to get by a Mariners team who, yes, they're improving at the top of their lineup, but I still think he's going to be able to find a way to get 3 outs, okay? JP Crawford's a big one, batting .270. I think Wilson's going to be able to get him. Polanco righty. No, Polanco's a switch. That's probably a hit. But then you go, okay, Mitch Garver potentially. No, he pinch hit yesterday. So it'd be Julio in the 3. Julio went yard yesterday. It's going to take a while, I think, for Julio to have another big hit. That's just kind of how J-Rod works sometimes. I'm really not concerned. And then Cal Raleigh, home run or bust. And then a Rosarena, home run or bust as well. Again, Crawford and Polanco have been setting the table perfectly for what the Seattle Mariners have been doing recently, right? This is a team that's now 8 games over 500. They've looked really good recently. They go into San Diego, win the series over there, sweep the series. They beat the White Sox yesterday, and they'll probably win today as well. But I do feel good enough about, okay, what the Mariners have at the top of their lineup beyond Crawford and Polanco, where I think Bryce Wilson's going to be able to get us 3 outs. And then the White Sox, and we don't got to be concerned about what the White Sox are bringing. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, Miguel Vargas won, AL Player of the Week last week? Great, because he had the 2 home runs in the Wrigley game on Friday. It is what it is. Odds on the White Sox won't score. I mean, that's just, I can break this down. I can talk about Meredith in the 1. I can talk about Matt Thaiss in the 2, Vargas in the 3, Luis Robert in the 4. I can talk about all that. Palacios if it gets to him in the 5. I can break that down as much as I want. Let's just play the odds here, guys. The White Sox probably won't score in the first inning. Let's just be honest, okay? I don't even know who's pitching for the Mariners today because, of all the injuries they have currently in their rotation. Still on ESPN. They have not named a starter. I think it's going to be a bullpen if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that's fine. Here's the thing. I don't care who's pitching for the Mariners today, because this isn't about the Mariners pitching. This is about what the White Sox bring in return. So I think we're okay here. I'm going to take the NRFI in the south side of Chicago. Do not trust anything that the Chicago White Sox have got going offensively. And I think, again, we just got to hope Bryce Wilson's better for us this time around. Last time we picked Bryce Wilson did not go well for us. Let's get our get back here. Minus 125 for the NRFI here in the south side, Mariners and White Sox. Let's get it done. Let's go on to our fifth best bet of the video. Let's go to our second money line play of the day. Let's go for some more. Let's hunt for some more underdog value, and that's going to come with the Kansas City Royals trying to go 2-for-2 to start their series off here in San Francisco, California, against the San Francisco Giants. I'll be attending this baseball game, so there's that. But yeah, I'm going with the Kansas City Royals. Hopefully I have better luck this time around. I'm actually 0-for-2 this year on games I've been to for baseball, betting them. So we had the Mariners at the very beginning of the season to beat the Giants, and then I took the Angels to beat the Orioles last week. Didn't go our way. Actually, I had Tyler Soderstrom. I'm 0-for-3. No, I'm 1-for-2. Because I had Tyler Soderstrom when I watched White Sox A's. Regardless. Money line wise, we're 0-2. Total bet, we're 1-2. Okay, anyways. I'm taking the Royals here. Okay. I think they can beat San Francisco again. This is going to go with what I've been talking about with the Giants for most of the season. I just don't think they're very good, okay? And yes, we got burned with taking the A's against the Giants over the weekend. Okay, that sucks. I don't trust the Giants. I took the Giants once last week. They lost. It's like them and the Mariners. I can never get them right money line-wise. I just can't. Okay, I'm doomed with those teams. And I'm not counting the Mariners' victory yesterday. I'm grateful for the win, but that was a parlay, okay? The Phils did just as much as the Mariners did. Okay, and respectfully, they're supposed to be the White Sox. I still don't think the Giants are good. This is not a playoff team. I don't care what anybody says. Like, Arizona is still much better than this baseball team, and it's not even close to me. I don't know how they're 8 games over 500. Magically, the A's turned into garbage as soon as they went into Oracle Park. It didn't make sense to me. And yesterday, it was literally the standard San Francisco Giants baseball game, which it kind of sucks, like, as someone who, can go to as many Giants games as possible, and this is why I just don't, just because San Francisco sucks. But that's neither here or there. God, I miss the Oakland Coliseum. I just do. I'm not telling you Oakland was like paradise, but it was just so much easier to get there than Oracle. Anyways, the Giants don't score runs. And you take away the Jordan Hicks games, which at least used to be fun because they were high scoring. There is none of that now. I feel like the Giants are so boring to watch. I don't know. I'm not like, they don't score runs. They just don't. Jung-Hoo Lee, who was really good to start the year, has not been that great recently. He had a huge hit that drove in a run, if I'm not mistaken, in the 8th inning yesterday. Yeah, it was a double. Obviously, the Giants fell short in that game. It was a huge hit by Jung-Hoo Lee, but the average for him is down to 275 right now. And he was at 330 at one point in the year where we were really hyping up Jung-Hoo Lee. I was saying, hey, hell, I fell victim to it. I said Jung-Hoo Lee was potentially going to be the All-Star Game starter in center field for the National League. That's not happening anymore. It's just not. Heliot Ramos has turned it on. I'm not surprised. The guy's a great hitter from the right side of the plate. The rest of the squad, I mean, what's going on here, man? And we said it yesterday, and actually I did not say this. I was thinking it. My fault. I think I'd mentioned that I was thinking about taking Royals money line. I think I did, because Bubich was on the mound. Maybe I didn't. Anyways, at least watching that game myself on TV, I was like, all right, well, Bubich against this Giants team, right? You're not going to see Yastrzemski, because personally, I don't think the Giants hit lefties all that well. Well, they don't really hit anybody all that well. I don't know. It's Michael Lorenzen on the mound tonight. Okay, I'm not going to sell you on Lorenzen or whatnot. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's going to, pitch 7 no-hit innings like Bubich did yesterday. Homecoming, by the way, for Bubich. Cupertino, California's own. But Lorenzen here, 3.76 ERA on the season. Last start against the Astros, 7 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs. Start before that against the Red Sox, 7 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs. I'll give Lorenzen this. He's going to go deep into games. He's going to. I mean, this is a guy who pitched a no-hitter at one point in time against the Washington Nationals of all teams. When he was with the Phillies for half a season, that was weird. But Lorenzen will give you, length in the game. He's going to go deep into it. And I don't like the Giants' bats. I never have, and I'm not going to this season. Yeah, they added Adames, who hasn't done anything for them this season. they're just not that good. I don't know. Their pitching has carried them. And when they beat the A's on what, Saturday night was it? Or was it Friday night? It was one of those two in the Mason Miller walk-off when he walked Wilmer Flores for the Giants to win the game 1-0. That was the most Giants way to ever win a baseball game because they're just lucky, as you saw with their Little League home run win over the Rangers earlier this year on a walk-off. Like, they just get really lucky. They don't hit the ball that well, and their pitching carries them, obviously. But, man, I think the Royals are better in the spot for the second consecutive day. Bobby Witt, obviously a game changer. Vinny Pasquantino went yard. Really, the story about the Royals this season, I feel like, has been the lack of consistency out their power bats. Like, if Pasquantino and Salvi can continue to hit the ball well and at least just get their average up a little bit, yeah, they're dangerous. Even Hunter Renfroe, who I know doesn't bat that high in the lineup and doesn't even play every single day, but if those power bats can slowly get going, my goodness, yeah, they can get dangerous. Maikel Garcia has been great. Bobby Witt's been great. Jonathan India has actually been pretty good in the leadoff spot as well. Think about those three guys as though, and sure, again, you're going to see some power out of Witt sometimes, but those three guys aren't the biggest home run threats. Yeah, they're going to get on base. They're going to give you a chaotic inning if they're on the base paths, but again, they are not going to hurt you all the time power-wise. I mean, none of their slug numbers are all that high except for Witt. Well, actually, Maikel too, but that's just because his average is so high as well. Like, Jonathan India slugs at 300, you know. For a guy who bats 250, right? Like, just, it is what it is. I think Lorenz is going to be good enough. Hayden Birdsong on the mound tonight for San Francisco. He's a reliever. He's an opener. That's all he is. So we're going to see a full Giants, bullpen day. Don't love it. I think the Royals are going to be okay here. I think they can jump on Birdsong early, and obviously you're going to see a bunch of guys, an assortment of guys out of the San Francisco bullpen. I think the Royals are going to be able to take advantage of it. I just don't trust the Giants' bats. I never will, and I never have this year. So give me KC to win the game on the road for the second consecutive day, plus 115 on the money line. So, folks, thank y'all for watching our MLB Best Bets here for May 20th. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Make sure to join us again later today for our Game 1 predictions and best bets for Pacers versus Knicks, and yesterday's video as well. That's linked in the description down below, Thunder versus T-Wolves as well. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.